folks, I'm here at Pasco County Fair with Trenton Ty. He is a blacksmith. The name of this company is Purgatory Ironworks.
Look out, it's lit.
And this right here is the main tool for a blacksmith. Is that correct?
Correct. This is called the anvil. Anvils have been around for over 2,000 years. In fact, some of the first anvils were actually meteorites or rocks themselves. When they first started working this material, they just needed a heavy base to be able to work on. And so over the years, this developed. This is actually called the new pattern, and this came about in 1840, or about that time. Every shape on this anvil has a very important function. If you look here, this is called the horn. This is for making straight things round. I can actually take straight metal and bend it over to make several different sized hooks. This area is the main area for actually beating on stuff. The heel here is actually very, very important. It has two holes. The square hole in the back acts as a base for several different types of tools to help me do my work. And when you want to put a hole in metal, you actually have to have this because they did not have a drill. You actually took something like this called a punch. You put hot metal over this and simply put it right through there, just like you're putting your finger all the way through Play-Doh. So every feature on this anvil is used in the particular craft.
Very cool. And what are you doing right now?
All right. So in addition to your anvil, one of the most important things about blacksmithing, you've got to have it, is going to be your fire. This particular style of wagon forge came about also in the 1840s. What happens is this guy in the middle is called a bellows. When I work this handle, air is forced out of this piece and into the fire here. We're burning coal that comes out of Pennsylvania, and it does some pretty amazing things. It can get over 3,000 degrees in temperature, and we need that to make the metal malleable to work. So this piece of metal right here is about 2,000 degrees, and it's so hot that if you take a piece of wood or even a small child and rub them, it immediately catches on fire. Hot stuff. Now, the other cool thing that you're going to want to see is when we actually make iron out of dirt. Now, where I'm from in South Georgia, what we do is we put somebody on the back of the pickup truck with a big magnet, and we go over the dirt roads. What happens is we actually collect iron-bearing ore out of the dirt road. When you put this in a big fire and cook it, it actually oozes down to the base in this little blob of slag and iron known as a piece of bloom, just like a flower. That piece of bloom looks like this guy right here. It looks like kind of a nasty wafer. But what you have to do is you actually have to squeeze some of the slag out of this. And you do that by heating this piece up and then hitting it really hard with a hammer. But these hammers that I have here just aren't big enough to do the job that we need to do. So we have a special hammer that's known as a commander. And it's a deed in command. This is the commander. This is actually made out of ironwood all the way from Hawaii. A fan of ours off of YouTube made this for us. It has a steel facing. So when you have your little biscuit here of slag and iron, you put this on the anvil or stump really hot, and then you come in with this guy and blam! It will shoot sparks out in every direction, and what it will do though is it will condense this biscuit into a solid bar of iron. So the thing is it took more work to actually make the iron than it did to make whatever you were making out of it. So just getting the raw iron was more work than making your knife.
Wow. Nice. So here I am once again with Trenton Ty with Purgatory Ironworks. So tell me, how did you come about becoming a blacksmith?
So I was 7 years old, and my school didn't have a lot of money for books, but we had a lot of diesel. So they took us on field trips everywhere. And when I was 7, we went to a place called Andersonville, Georgia. It's the old Civil War prison. And there We're in front of this fire, all these little wooden logs, and this little guy comes out with a conductor's cap and coveralls, and he reaches into the fire and he pulls out an iron rod, and the middle of it is glowing white, throwing sparks, and he picks it up and he says, "Superman, eat your heart out," and he bends it in half. And that is what I consider to be the start of my blacksmithing career. Now, interestingly, later when I went to college, I found out this same guy was about 5 miles away from me. So I began to visit him and spend time with him away from college. And this man would become a father to me, a teacher, a mentor, and his name was Jay Rico. He was an awesome guy. Jay was actually the disinherited son of a billionaire who ate dinner with Humphrey Bogart on a train from Cincinnati to Phoenix. He was one of the chosen few. During the Korean War, these were paratroopers that were dropped out behind enemy lines to delay the advance of the enemy. Little bitty guy, big BAR. I began working with him, and I worked with Jay from the time that I graduated college all the way until his passing in 2013, when I took over his shop and continued his work.
Wow. So if somebody wants to have something built, something awesome, how do they get a hold of you?
So first of all, check your bank account, then give us a call. You can look us up at TrentonTie.com, on Facebook, the internet, and again, if you're a very brave individual, look up 911 Blacksmith. I was all around the world. You got to look that up.
I'm going to. Once again, here I am with Trenton Tie, and he is with Purgatory Ironworks.
Not Fireworks.
I'm Fritz with Fritzy Brothers. Click the like button and make a comment. Take it easy.